So we were thinking to ourselves, should we end the first day of the conference with Third World War as the last thing that we talk about? And we decided that probably wouldn't be a great idea. It does a little deadens the atmosphere for this evening to come. But there's the death of the death of truth. We've got truth today, so that's certainly the case. So our final item for today is very much of this place where we're all meeting here in Hamburg. Some of you have already been there, but Hamburg hosts one of the leading tourist attractions in Germany, called Miniature Wonderland. And the founder of Miniature Wonderland is with us. And he's going to be interviewed by a lady called Sonja Schwetje, who used to be very dear to us, still is very dear to us, actually, as it happens. She used to be the chairman of the board of directors of Enex, and is now the CEO of RTL Nord, which is where we are right now. So you have to be very nice to her, and you have to be very nice to him as well. Welcome, and please take the stage.
Thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. Sebastian, please have a seat. And I'm really happy. Some of you know that I'm back to Hamburg after 20 years of absence. So I lived in Cologne, and then I came back. And when I had the opportunity, thanks to Adrian and Enex, to prepare for this interview, I, of course, took the chance to visit the Miniaturwunderland. I had not been there. So who of you has been there yet? I know some have. Okay, great. For everybody else, please use the opportunity. You are guests from Miniaturwunderland, and you should go and see it. I don't need this. Yeah. So Sebastian is CMO and co-owner of Miniaturwunderland, and I know you are walking through the premises all day. What's the feeling when you walk around? Is it busy, or is it stressed? Is it bored, or do you still feel the same fascination that more than 1.5 million visitors every year feel?
I'm still fascinated, but not in the same way like in the very beginning, because topics are changing and Miniature Wonderland is changing, and we are constructing and building new things for about 25 years, and so our focus is always on new worlds, always on new things, always on new projects. So my mind when I'm going through Wonderland is changing from year to year, and the things I'm seeing or realizing are changing a lot. I'm a father of three children, people as well, right now. And so for me, the view on Miniature Wonderland changed very much with my children. That I realized that they are seeing a complete different world that I recognized so far, seeing different scenes, and so it's changing a lot. But I'm still fascinated.
So for those of you who haven't been there, what you see in the background is, thanks to NTV, my former employer, documentation that we are airing. It's one of the biggest hits, documentation hits from NTV. I think it's the latest sequel, so it shows you on a muted way a little bit of what Miniature Wunderland is all about. It was founded in 2000, and at that time, the project, as many success stories have, was not a no-brainer from the first moment on. On the contrary, it was considered a crazy idea. It can't work out. There's no business plan behind it. But can you describe the way it went and how much resilience and courage it took and what it took for the team and you to go where you are now?
Sure. So, it was the year 2000, and you need to remember it was the year of new economy. Everyone was talking about internet, about new technology business. And my two older brothers came home with the idea to build the world's largest model railway. And I was 18 back in the days, and I couldn't really understand it because it was something like a hobby of the 60s, something where elder men are playing at home, and not something so many people in my generation were affected to. And I couldn't imagine that this can be successful as a future business. And
So you didn't believe in it yourself?
of course not.
Okay, okay.
And,
Okay, good to
and
hear.
and I need to tell, my two older brothers had a club and a record label, and they decided they wanted to sell it and want to build a model railway, and I was 18. And just to change the guest list of a club to the guest list of a model railway
In the
doesn't
red light
sound so,
district,
yeah.
Reeperbahn area or
No, not
somewhere close? No?
not Reeperbahn, but also yeah, it was intense nights, and yeah, yeah, was more my future plan when I was 18 than a model railway. But it was pretty much the same about for the whole family, for all friends, that no one really believed in building the world largest model railway, and but there was, yeah, only one person at our bank who gave us a loan about 2 million mark, and so made it possible to start. And so we started exactly at the Speicher, where we are right now, 1 kilometer west from here, and hope to have about 100,000 visitors per year, and can maybe run the whole business with 20 employees, and that we, with 2 million marks, we can build a lot. That was something like our idea, and we miscalculated in every single way until we opened up. It was 40 employees, and so 2 million mark was spent until the opening. But instead of 100,000 visitors, 300,000 visitors came in the first year. And since then, it's something like a fairy tale, because until COVID, we had in every single year a new visitor record. And now, after COVID, we have a new visitor record. And for the very, very first time, we sent more visitors home than visitors who fits in. Means we had 1.6 million real visitors last year and 1.7 million visitors who, or people who didn't get a ticket. So and this is, yeah, still kind of unbelievable that we are now the most visited attraction in Germany. We're elected by the German um, tourism board 5 years in a row as the most popular site, before Brandenburger Tor or Brandenburger Gate, Schloss Neuschwanstein. And that's kind of strange.
So make sure
Yeah.
you tell the people at the front desk you're from Enex, because
Yeah.
otherwise you get sent away without a ticket. Don't worry, we'll make it happen. And it's always and still until now work in progress. So you just finished the latest section, that's Monaco. And there are more sections to come, like the rainforest or the Atacama Desert. How much research and collaboration do you do with people in the country to create this kind of authentic landscape?
It's kind of, because in the end, everything we have is our layout and the way we are building it and how visitors recognize us. So our target is always to build more detailed, better than before. And so if we build, for instance, the rainforest, it took us nearly 2 years just to have a concept of that, because that's something like our biggest problem, that we are so small and that we do not have so much space. So if, for instance, we have 200 square meters for the rainforest and the Amazonas and Peru, Chile, and Paraguay, and we need to shrink it, and that means that it needs to be something like authentic, and nearly everything is missing. And that makes a lot of planning.
We know
And
that in journalism.
yeah,
Okay, we have so many words, and then we have to keep it down. But how do you work with people, for example, from the areas where you getting your inspirations? You told me that you have people who work on the site, and then you get everything back to Hamburg.
yeah, that's kind of important. For instance, South America, we are building it in Argentina, next to Buenos Aires in Pilar. It's a suburb 50 kilometers outside, and we are running a workshop together with a family in Argentina, which we met randomly in 2017 in New York, where some investors tried to open up a miniature wonderland and asked us, so many times, if we want to build a miniature wonderland in New York, and they said, oh, we declined, because we are very happy in Hamburg and we do not need to conquer the world. But we came for the opening ceremony and everything was quite okay. but nothing special except this very small South America section. And then we meet some boy from Argentina, who saw my brother and recognized and know him from a Deutsche Welle report from 2002, which his father recorded on a disc, and they saw this disc during his whole childhood and grew up something with this old video cassette of Miniaturwunderland. And yeah, so he was very excited, and the whole family came, and the whole family was very excited to meet us. And since this moment, something like a connection grew up. They do it on the same way like us, are very crazy to detail. And then we decided, okay, it's much better to build it with South American people in South America than building a German stereotype of South America and Germany. Then we'll probably build some narcos and some samba dancers, and it's not a real South America section. So a lot of our employees, are building right now in Argentina together with some people from South America, and South America.
So you have a lot of international ties, and how much are you affected by political decisions or trade barriers, something like that?
Not so much, because we have luxury problems, because 1.7 million people that didn't fit in. So if, for instance, 10,000 people less from the USA are coming to Hamburg, doesn't affect us direct. But we will realized, for instance, from the UK, I was just watching some figures before, after Brexit, not some, it were, about 10 to 20% less people from UK are coming to Hamburg, or at least to Wonderland. And now sometimes it's getting a bit more complicated with taxes, but luckily this is not our business. Otherwise, I think, it would be much more complicated.
And I think there's a parallel, because you've been there like kind of an evergreen, and the media industry also struggles with the same problem. There is something that has been a success for years and years and years on, and now there's a kind of transformation phase. And how do you keep the things that made the success and still be innovative? Is that something that you're dealing with as well?
Of course, the world is changing around, and that's very difficult, because for us, our core value is love. And love is not really scalable. Love is not so easy transformable into something digital. There is love or there is no love, people can feel. And we ask all our visitors why you're here. It's not about a train. It's probably, most of them are saying the love to detail.
Mhm.
And that's something which you cannot really transform. You always need some hand and some people to create love. Until now, maybe it will be different someday. And so that's something what is not easy, where we use technology and where we use our hands, because we always decided we do not want to have it easier. We just used new technology to make it better,
Mhm.
and not to save some working hours, because I think it's all about, the you can feel love or you don't feel love, and that's how much effort you put in details. And so that's why we, for instance, sometimes now use some AI technology for work, which was very difficult for us. For instance, if you build a electric car, the model building industry, which has very old clients, and they're not producing a lot of new products. So there are 2 to 10 new cars per year, but we always want to have the present, and so we need to renew all cars on the
Ah,
layout, and we have 20,000 cars on the
to
layout.
have modern
Yeah,
cars.
every 5 to 10 years. Otherwise, it looks old, and it doesn't look like the present. And
Yeah,
there are no more producers of new cars. And
we have
so
Teslas now everywhere.
we had some Teslas a few years ago, not so many anymore.
Okay.
And
Yeah, keeping to the trend.
you cannot buy one electric vehicle as a model. So there are some producers we'll do it in a very, very limited edition. So we decided to build it by ourselves, and that means that one card costs, if we produce this by ourselves in Germany, print it, something like put some lights in it, 150 to 180 euros instead of 10
Okay.
before. And then we decided now we use technology because you cannot use the 3D rendering just to print a model, because if you shrink it, you need to change the sizes of the windows, for instance. Otherwise, they're getting too small and the material doesn't work. So there needs to be some editing and composing. And for this, for instance, we use some technology and it's not AI. It's some code which is doing this, and that's kind of technology we develop and where we transform.
So
But
you
we
have the
always try
balance.
to save our core,
Yeah,
the love
that's
and the hand
craftsmanship.
craftsmanships. Yeah.
That is very similar to the discussion we had, and we always have in journalism. It's a craftsmanship, and then you have to keep up with the time and with innovation. So I think there's similar thoughts behind it. And you said it's about emotion, and it's about a feeling that people have when they come visit you. And we also heard about social media, which can transport emotion very well, some platforms. How do you use social media, and have you had good or bad experience, like a shitstorm?
Eh, Of course. Yeah, we had some shitstorms and we were very happy about the shitstorms because
Okay, what kind of shitstorms?
there was, for instance, we have it was nearly 10 years ago. We always invite all people who cannot afford the entrance fee in January just to come in for free. They just can go to the entrance desk and say, I cannot afford the entrance, and we do not ask, we just let them in. We do not charge about it, and they say, okay, you need this income or you need to be this or this. Everyone can just decide by himself. And we came up, no, it was 10 years, in 2015, when we had this big migration crisis. And so some people thought we are just doing it for migrated people. And started to send us some hate mails why we do this. And that was something like on a very, very stupid way. And then we decided we just publish the stupidity. And so in the end, the result was so much love to the stupidity, and there was so many reports about it. And so I think, there's always it's not too bad to have a shitstorm, because in the end you have an opinion and some other people also have an opinion. It's getting dangerous if you give the shitstorm too much power. But as long as you have your values and follow your values, it's just some people who are able to be loud in the internet, but we do not react too much to them.
Yeah, so but that was your kind of answer to it. You were quite open, and you published the posts or the content of the hate mails, and told the public we wanted to do something good, and this is what they made out of it, right?
Yeah, we are not so afraid, because I think we have very clear and good core values, and our core is everything is our work. The way we are 450 employees, and that's kind of inefficient, but we create some love, and we are very, very clear and happy about our core values. So there is no need for us to build something like a super clean brand, and we are like we are, and then a shitstorm doesn't affect us so much because we are happy with ourselves.
Do you have problems, as you are talking about the brand, with a copyright or something? Do people imitate or create some 3D experience that is not authorized by you?
Um, we're kind of annoyed because we're getting nearly every week from some investors in the world the same question: if we can build a Miniaturwunderland somewhere in the world, and we always declined it because we think we are not scalable, and we do not want to scale, because we're we have so much work in Hamburg, and we are happy we can afford a good life. So there's no need for us to build it somewhere, and we do not know if it's scalable, because in the end, it's the way we are building makes it successful. So no, we do not want to scale.
So it will be unique here in Hamburg, will attract people to Hamburg. What are your plans for the future?
Okay, the future. We will open up the rainforest at some day next year. Since now we always miscalculated with opening dates for 1 or 2 years at least. So maybe next year. And afterwards, we will start our Asian decade. That we have one floor where we want to build Asia. I want to build India, maybe Hong Kong, Japan, Korea. My brother wants to build something completely different.
Okay.
So we will have some discussions for the next 1 or 2 years, and then we will start building Asia from 27 to 35 or 37, and then we will see.
Okay, well, so it's a lot of reasons to come back in 26 and 27 and the years coming up. And you have been here in Hamburg for a long time. So apart from Miniaturwunderland, which of course is one of the leading attractions, do you have an insider tip for our international guests? What sites to see or something from the, I don't know, hidden Hamburg that is really special and that comes from you?
I don't know the weather forecast for tomorrow, but it will be probably like always in Hamburg, sunshine
Of course.
and not raining. And then I would recommend the area around Strandperle, Övelgönne, because I really love this area because it shows two different faces of Hamburg. You can see the harbor and the industrial heritage, and on the other hand, these nice houses and also the wealth of trading for decades. And it's something exactly where these two faces meet, and I really love this place.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you very much. And I would like to open up for questions. If you have any questions for Sebastian, please feel free. Adrian, raises his hand.
German translation for shitstorm is, please.
Scheißsturm.
Okay.
But it
That
doesn't exist.
that was the
It's a
main
good
thing
word.
I wanted to ask.
We use shitstorm as well. It's
Okay. Got it.
everybody knows what's meant. Yes, please.
Do you have any Easter eggs there that the public hasn't discovered?
Yeah.
And where should we look?
So we have some Easter eggs like at the Volksparkstadion. We have about 250 push actions, push buttons where you press and something little is happening on the layout. And if you press it like short, short, long, short, the button then instead of soccer, Kylie Minogue is playing a concert. She doesn't know. Yeah.
Simon.
Is
Yeah.
RTL on the stage?
Yeah, it's also at Volksparkstadion at the Bandenwerbung, at the what the Bandenwerbung? Yeah,
Advertising
the
in the stadium.
advertising, and I'm pretty sure there's an RTL Nord car.
Yes, and you
yeah.
promised me when we had the prep talk, you are working on display of RTL Nord, of
Mhm.
course, where we are located now, which is not this building, it's Straßenbahnring. So I think it's a good plan for the future. My wish for the
Yeah.
future, of course. Any more questions? Yes, please.
You talked about the issue with cars and so forth. Has there been any kind of big surprises for you that something just hasn't lasted that long that maybe you've invested time in?
Yeah, everything. That's in the end something. Everything is toy, and it's not made to run 365 days for an average 12 hours a day. So for nearly every product we bought, we needed to find some new machines that we do not use plastic, that we use some metal parts and building mechanics by ourselves, because it doesn't last too long. And even the things we are building need to be reconstructed every day. I was kind of shocked about some figures because we have 26 people in our mechatronic department right now, and we didn't build so many press buttons in the last years. And then we realized that about 20 people are doing nothing else than repairing. And it's getting by every new section, we have to repair. And and it's getting older. So its maintenance is something like the main part.
And do,
And what about these in the real world? I saw on the background there you have some segways going, which you don't tend to see anymore. Do things drop out of fashion and have to be changed to something else?
Yeah, we need to change the segways. But I saw some segways last week in Hamburg.
okay.
I was, a
They're coming
museum
back.
tour. Yeah,
Do people steal things?
yeah.
Oh, okay, like in
But I
hotels?
wouldn't call it stealing because it's we know every morning we have two people who are going around the layout, and then they realize some damages, and of course if some figurines are missing, because you can see the steps because of the glue. And so we have about 5,000 tiny figurines missing every year, but it's mostly children who take them, and that's kind of okay. That makes the world some change in the world, and we renew everything.
Okay.
The brand, when we see Carrefour shall they pay for you for the brand on
Good
on
question.
this miniature, or you put the brand by yourself?
Which brand?
Do brands pay
Brand.
you for
the-
being there?
Yeah.
Like if I say,
yeah,
okay, for RTL Nord, how much money would you do it?
some brands RTL Nord would never pay because uh,
And we cannot afford
yeah.
it.
No, but and we decided sometimes realities needs some advertising, because it was kind of boring if we just show an autobahn just with white trucks. So there need to be something on the trucks, and then we decided, okay, then we use the trucks for people who pay, and then a model of just a truck which is not driving. It's about 600 euros a year. We call it Baukostenzuschuss, construction site money. And for planes who are departing, we take also a little fee to use our airport. But it's not so much. It's not something like a big income. It covers some maintenance costs. And we, for instance, we had some nuclear power plant 10 years ago who asked a big power company that if we want to build it, and then we say no. Also, it needs to fit in the layout.
One question.
You said in the beginning that there was around 300,000 people the first year, and now you're up to, well, you could be over 3 point something million guests. I'm wondering, has this been a steady growth from the beginning, or was there a moment where there was a big shift where you took a big step that you didn't realize or didn't see happening? And also, has there been a lot of marketing involved, or is this mostly spread of good word, and has TikTok gone crazy and you've seen a big growth because of that?
So we never spent any single euro for marketing, and about 65% of all Germans knows Miniaturwunderland, and that's two main reasons. People leaving Wonderland and are surprised, because if they know or hear something like there is this model train set in Hamburg, and then they don't really expect something like Miniaturwunderland. They have this pictures in mind, like a train is going like that, and some old man is playing with that, but they don't expect us. And so if there's no expectation, it's very easy to surprise people, and surprising people is not so easy in a world like we have, where everyone saw World Trade Center 10 million times before he will visit, and see it in an angle where you couldn't stand because it's air, in a light which normally doesn't exist. So people have very high expectations, and often the reality, it's hard for the reality to fit. And it's very different for model train sets. There's very low expectation, and we can easily surprise. And that's something like our main core, that 98% of our visitors recommend Miniaturwunderland, and the second are journalists. That we have about 2,000 long time documentaries, mostly in Germany. So and that that makes us very, very successful, that we opened everything, that we not we said everyone is always welcome at every place. We do not hide anything. We just show our work, show our passion, and that are the main reasons.
So you have to go and see for
Yeah.
yourself. Thank you very much, and thanks a lot
Yeah.
for having spoken the invitation.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoy it. Dankeschön.
Thank you very much. That was great. Improved my vocabulary. I'm glad we ended with love rather than war. So that's fantastic. There's one other Hamburg tradition which I'm told about, which you're going to experience when you leave the room, which is there's a tradition in Hamburg of having a beer on the go. So if any of you are interested in having a beer, there's going to be one outside the door. And the idea is that you can take it, you can drink it on your way back. Maybe we have to leave the glasses behind. I'm not sure about that part. On your way back to the hotel. Tonight, we're going to leave the hotel, if you want, at this time at 7 o'clock. It's a short walk to the restaurant. I don't know if anyone, apart from beer, are tea lovers, but the restaurant tonight is in a old restored tea house where they used to keep tea. It's been converted into a restaurant. You can probably order tea with your meal if you want. Other beverages will be available as well. And so we look forward to seeing you tonight. Thank you very much for attending today. Thank you.